Hello there, Steely-O from Gladius Productions, reporting in from the PTR on my Paladin, Steel. And I have just gotten the cheap version of Fraps, so I'm sorry if it seems like I'm restarting a lot and some things skip, but I'm going off a 30-second timer here. So just a brief overview, this is what the new talent screen is going to look like. You're going to have one spec, and then your two other specs. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to activate my secondary spec, since it's free in PTR, and show you what you got here. So with the release of patch 4.0, what you're going to have is you're going to have three specs, and you have to choose your primary. For my off spec, I'm going to go primary holy. Now I'm not going to go and fill out the entire spec and show you what else you can do with it, because you have to fill out your entire primary spec before you can start putting points into another, which it's already been announced from several other sources, excluding myself, that that's how it's going to be in the beta. But with patch 4.0, it's going to be solid. You have to fill out a tree before you can go into another one. Just give me a second to go back primary. What you see here underneath my nameplate is the Holy Pally Bar for Paladins. The way the Holy Power Bar works is whenever you use Crusader Strike or your Judgments, it builds Holy Power. When you get 3 of them, you can use abilities like Templar's Verdict or Divine Storm, which I'm okay with that. I can work with that. It's cool. You end up building enough Holy Power from Crusader Strike alone that these two become major points in your rotation. I apologize for my speaking tonight. It's like 1 a.m. for me and I'm eating chili. Fun. As you noticed, auras. You have your Devotion Aura, which provides 1,000 extra armor, Good Old Retribution Aura, Concentration Aura, and all of your resistances have been piled into one big aura that grants 130 resistance to fire, frost, and shadows. Alright, so there's no Blessing of Wisdom, right? Everything is piled in a Blessing of Might. Balls! Might and Wisdom are both the same buff. So you add 10% attack power to all your buddies and 92 mana every 5 seconds for 1 hour. Both Kings, both Might, 1 hour buffs. None of this 30-minute bullshit, which I thought was actually kind of fun. And seals, you got your Seal of Justice. Alright, limits run speed. That's better for PvP. As I've said in another video, Seal of Justice when you want a PvP, chance to stun for 2 seconds. Seal of Insight. Haven't read this one over. Don't plan on doing it now. Seal of Truth is what I'm noticing to be the Paladin buff for DPS. So Seal of Command, out. It's done. It's over. No more Seal of Command. Zealotry is an ability I should have touched up on earlier. It's the end ability for the Retribution tree. It generates 3 charges of Holy Power per strike for the next 20 seconds. So whereas Crusader Strike will give you a Holy Power, popping Zealotry, then hitting Holy Power, just starts generating it every time you hit. So it'd be Zealotry, Crusader Strike, Divine Storm, Crusader Strike, Templar's Verdict, Divine Storm, Crusader Strike, Judgment, Exorcism. Simplified the entire Paladin rotation right there for you. Is it kind of limiting? Yeah, a little bit. Consecration cannot be used for a normal Paladin. It costs 2,000 mana just to consecrate. In live, the only reason I can afford to consecrate more than I used to is the fact that I am wearing healing pants that increase my mana about 2k more than everyone else's. If I have to put consecration in on patch 4.0 into my rotation, I am just going to get devastated with mana, because as a paladin it is so hard to regen that it's ridiculous. An ability paladins get in 4.0, Rebuke. 10 mana, have to be in melee range, interrupts spellcasting, and prevents any spell from that skull for 4 seconds. It's a 10-second cooldown, really nice. And I think it's nice that in order to interrupt as a paladin, like Prot, Holy, Ret, you don't have to rely on both of your stunning abilities, which would be Hammer of Justice and Repentance, and then just have to sit there on 2 1-minute cooldown abilities. I actually think Camera Justice is a 3-minute cooldown on live, and Repentance is still 1 minute, but they're both down to 1 minute now, which is also nice because you can only rebuke every 10 seconds. Just give me about 5 seconds to see if I missed anything. Oh, Divine Shield. I've been hearing a lot of things about this. I know not a lot of people that don't majorly play Paladins don't like it because of the fact that you're like, fuck you, like, can't touch me. But it's being moved down from its duration of 12 seconds to a duration of 8 seconds. You still only do 50% of your damage when protected, and it's a 2-minute debuff, so you can't use Divine Shield or Lay on Hands on yourself for 2 minutes. Lay on Hands, they don't give you an actual number for it anymore. So whereas it'd say you heal the target for blah 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 plus blah 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 mana, it only says now you an emergency heal. So that alone is descriptive. You know, your tank is going down in health. Your healers are like, oh shit, you take 5 seconds off the boss, click Lay on Hands. Hey, I'm better. Woo. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, you can see some new icons, like Holy Wrath has a new icon. I haven't had like the most extensive chance to look over any of my characters yet, and this is the most I've actually read into my Paladin. So that's just going to be a fun little ride for everyone. Ooh, that's neat. Sheath of Light is now passive for all Paladins. So that gives you a little spell power buff, and I might actually have to stop wearing these pants now, because that's why I have them, for spell power. So like I said, I haven't looked over Paladins as extensively as I really should have before making this video. I just now noticed the tier 10 two-piece bonus is changed. Instead of having a 40% chance to reset the cooldown for Divine Storm, you now deal 5% more damage, which is going to actually be a major knockdown for a lot of Paladin DPS. So, yeah, I'm fairly sure that's all I have to say to you guys about what the Paladin changes are looking like in the PTR as of now. There may be another build out for it before the patch is actually released, which is supposed to be this week coming up or the week after, I forget, but lots of changes to look forward to, lots of things to look into. What you probably should do, and I'm not telling you to do, because I know plenty of people hate being told what to do, I would recommend downloading the PTR, copying over a few characters, and just testing it before the patch hits so you're not getting smacked in the face and you're totally not expecting it. Like getting into a car wreck and the airbag doesn't deploy. So just a fun heads up for the Paladins. Shit does hit the fan. Kind of, sort of, not really. Depends on how you look at it. This is Steely-O from Gladius Productions, and game on, guys. Game on.